So, Clash Royale. It's a game I've played for pretty much since it came out in 2016. Um, been playing it so many years. Put a lot of time, effort, and money. I'm one of the one of the clowns who decided to put money into this game. But it's because I enjoyed it. Okay, but more recently, and loads of other people have made videos on this. If you're somebody who doesn't play Clash Royale, then none of this is really. A lot of this might not make sense. I'll try and explain it to make sense as well. Kind of like if you don't play Diablo, probably a lot of people, at least if you play other games, you're probably aware of how badly monetized Diablo Immortal is, or at least was at launch. I don't know if they've changed any of it or not. I don't play Diablo Immortal. Didn't touch that with a barge pole because yeah. Uh, but yeah, Clash Royale is one of those games that it's kind of in a way a bit unique. There's been a few games that have sort of tried to capture what they've tried, but they've always had weird rough edges or whatever, and they've just never been quite as polished. And that's probably why Clash Royale has just stuck around this long. But really, I think they need competition. PUBG comes out and then Fortnite comes out. Or and then obviously there's loads of other crappy ones like Warzone, which Warzone's rubbish. So people might like Warzone, but it is flawed. I might make a video on that actually about how shit it is, because it's not me just ranting and whatever. It is actually a piece of shit. Warzone. It's so badly made. Anyway, I digress. Um, so yeah, the most recent update. Let's get to that. So the most recent update that they're going to push tomorrow, 19th of June, is, well, card evolutions, which I think are cool. Okay, I don't mind card evolutions. I think they're a cool idea. They're going to mix stuff up a bit. It's going to be interesting. Balance changes, they always happen, so that's not too concerning. But level 15, they're bringing level 15. That's the thing that everyone's pissed off about. There's also the masteries where they're changing the gem rewards to gold. Their reasoning is because people need more gold, apparently. Um, but I'd argue that people, because considering there's very few ways in which you can obtain gems, without getting your wallet out, I'd say masteries, especially because it's like the third tier where it takes a lot of grinding and effort to get there. And you get 300 gems, which is enough to buy an emote from the shop. So it means free-to-play players can get emotes, which obviously Supercell don't like that because they need money. So, now I have no complaints about them monetizing their game. I used to pay it was like 4.50 a month or £5 a month or whatever. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it's a very a considerably small amount. Okay, and I got great value from it. You got all the golds and rewards and all that crap. But the main reason I purchased it, even if I didn't get all that, was because of you got a cool emote, you got a cool tower skin, and obviously you've got that sort of feedback of opening stuff. You do some games and then you get the clearing, and you go in there and you open chests, and that's the whole thing. And it is fun. And for a £5 a month, I thought it was very reasonable. So they basically guaranteed revenue from me, £5 a month, if they just kept it like that. Probably indefinitely. I'd probably kept buying it indefinitely. Even though you get to a point where you've got all these emotes that you're never going to use, I probably would have kept doing it. So that's £60 a year. So 10 years, that's £600. And that's from one person. So if they get 1 million people on board, 600 million of the time. So they're guaranteeing themselves 60 million a year, which I don't know how big their team is. I don't, but Clash Royale. I mean, I know Supercell's the company, but I'm guessing they've got different teams for different games. But we'll see. Clash Royale employees. So I mean, look at that. Supercell has the highest valuation per employee of any company. How many employees does Clash Royale have? So 2023, they have 400. Okay. Apparently their income's even better than I was estimating. So they're obviously earning money through people buying other stuff. So anyway, parent 10 cent, okay, or whatever. So yeah, 400 employees, and they're earning what the revenue's like, 1.5 billion or whatever. But even if the income's 700 million or something, whatever, it's a significant chunk. 700 million means each one of their employees could be paid, 1.8 million or something like that, 1.75 million or something. So, I mean, obviously they're not. There'll be the big cheeses who are getting loads of money, and then there'll be loads of riffraff who will get not so much money. But even if they get a few tens of millions, and then the other people get like 100k a year or something, I imagine the salary over at Supercell is pretty good. Okay, so that means if that's happening, the monetization system they had was fine. Okay, they're not broke, or maybe they are broke and they're fudging the numbers. We don't know. I mean, what was it off? What was it? What was that company called now? That did loads of like fudging things. FCOM was it? XCOM. It's gonna drive me nuts now. Okay, so I found out what it was. It was WorldCom. Was what I was thinking of. I guess unless they did like a WorldCom thing where they change all the numbers or something to make it look like they're doing better than they are, which I highly doubt, and I'm not accusing them of. I'm just saying that unless they're doing that, then that is genuine revenue, what they're reporting, in which case they're doing fine and they don't need to do this bullshit, is what I was saying there, basically. So they go, I mean, look, right on the thing, they go, level 15 upgrade cost nothing, zero, nada, zilch, upgrades level 15, etc. So you think, oh wow, and then you go, and then you find out soon that, oh look, you need elite cards, okay? Elite is the highest, you could say it's the max level, but it doesn't sound as cool. Who cares? So when you cover any extra cards that type will convert to elite wild cards, you can use them on any level 14 cards, add progress towards elite, etc. So what's the catch? With the addition of elite cards, we are removing the gold overflow from max cards. Extra gold you receive when you get a duplicate of a card, okay. But extra gold for players to combat. Leaving the game, we are increasing the gold available in the game by more than 3 times what it was before the update. Okay, so that's just getting people up to the... It's like that Norway race. Remember that? Basically, what they're doing is they're nerfing the ability to get to max level because they're upping the ceiling. So all the people who are maxed, whether you be free to play or you're paid to get there, you're now basically, if you think about it, you're kind of reset because all the people who are free to play or the people who've come in late or whatever, they're going to get all this extra gold, and they've got the slash royale as well, so it's going to bring their stuff to level 14 very quickly. So that means everybody's going to be at level 14, and basically the game, if you think about it, even though everyone's cards are leveled, the game's kind of reset because the level 14 becomes like the new level 1, if it makes sense. So just think of it from level 1 to level 2. So that basically puts the people who've put money into the game for stuff and the people who haven't on the same footing. Which, although I don't agree with pay to win, and I personally don't mind that. Okay, I've put money into the game, but it's predominantly for cosmetics, for tower skins, emotes, things like that. But there will be some people out there that did put money into to pay to win, and then it's kind of like when you go to the airport and you get I want to get on the plane quicker thing, but then you get on there and obviously the plane's not going to leave until everyone's on there. So why did you do that? It's just dumb. But yeah, I'll show you. Wait, let's see. There's Norway cycle race halted, I think. Let's have a look at this real quick. Wow, nice player there. Look, it's got the player button, it doesn't fucking work. What fucking idiots. Great, well, I'll go another one then. It's not what I wanted, is it? How can it be so difficult to find the stuff? There we go. That's better. Oh, this is hilarious. So yeah, these are This is why nobody uses Reddit, because they're doing all this shitty. Right now, Reddit's having this whole blackout thing, and they're punishing moderators. And I never use Reddit personally because of. I have one request to watch a video. Nothing works anymore. Everything is just so. All right. Well, you're gonna have to have it tiny then. Oh wait. So they're doing it. Never mind. So there they go. The cycling. These are the pay-to-win players. The people who've been grinding for years, whatever. They hit that ceiling, and then. It's actually funny. This police officer falls off. Oh, there's all the other cyclists. There's all the other players. Now everyone's level 14, and then look, the race starts again. So basically, everything that's happened up until that point, you know, all the past few years of people going and playing to get all these resources, entirely pointless and mute, because the drawbridge will open, and then look. And there you go, the race starts again. So none of it mattered. So yeah, I hope that works as like a good sort of, you know. Actually, I'll move myself over here so you can read it better. There we go. So I hope that works as a good analogy as to how dumb this update is, and it does only serve, its only purpose is for revenue for them. It adds no content. It adds no different way to play the game. It adds no enjoyment. Like even Masteries didn't technically add any content again, but they gave you stuff to do. You're like, oh, I want to get this badge or whatever, and some rewards. I'll do these things, and it was fun. I think Masteries was a good idea. Why did they do stuff like that? Maybe have the battle pass instead of just getting crowns and it being dull. Maybe do stuff to get there quicker, kind of like the Fortnite system. I'm not trying to, you know, kneel down and suck Epic Games off for their Fortnite creation. But you got to admit, even if you're not a big fan of Fortnite or whatever, the way they monetized their game was very good. You could come in as a free-to-play player, and if you wanted, you could continually be that and play with your friends, and it boosts the overall pool. So even the people who are paying to win have something to kill, all these free-to-play players. Because that's essentially every game. Games like this, the reason they function well is because there's people who pay for the game, and the people who don't serve as opponents for the people who do. People might not like that, okay, but it's a company. They have to make money. So I have no problem with them wanting to make money. It's in how they do it. So you could agree, most people would agree that the way Fortnite monetized their game was pretty, it was okay in most cases. Some people took it too far, and I guess it was sort of bright colours and attractive to kids, so they got their mum's credit card and they spent loads of money and stuff like that. But I mean, on the base level, I think it was pretty good. There wasn't any loot boxes. You just go to the shop, buy what you wanted. You had a cool battle pass, which was value for the people who were cheaper. You had the expensive stuff for people who wanted to spend loads of money. You had the free to play, and then the people who just wanted to put a little bit of money and contribute a little bit, you had that bit in the middle. So it catered for everybody. Everybody was happy. Okay. And they earned fucking fat stacks of cash out of it. They got loads and loads of money out of it. So and the reason I'm comparing it to that is because Fortnite has loads of mods now, and they've done loads of updates, which is a good thing. When they do their updates, it's really interesting how they change the game up and it keeps it sort of fresh and things like that. I haven't played it in a while personally, just because I got kind of bored of battle royales, not because they did anything particularly wrong, or at least not. But at the time that I left, maybe they've done stuff now that people don't agree with. I don't know. I'm just using it as an example, as for this. But that was a good structure, and that's why it did really well. Something like Diablo Immortal is not a good structure. It sucks because it's entirely a bit all. The Angry Joe Show did a really good video on it. There's loads of other people who did videos on it, and I'm not going to bother doing one because it's already been done to death. But they basically, unfortunately they still earn loads of money from it because there's loads of people who are dumb and they don't care and they just funnel money into it. And the problem is, the more people who do that, the more this stuff happens because the people can they get away with it. And unfortunately, the reason I'm bringing Demo Immortal up is because this is heading into that bracket. Somebody did the math, and they figured out that like if you use lightning chests and you're quite fortunate, whatever, it'll take you about 16,000, give or take some dollars, whatever, 16,000 US dollars, and that's apparently the cheapest way to max upgrade your cards. Alternatively, if you want to just grind and and that's assuming you've got max level cards now. Okay. Alternatively, you can spend, I think it was about 10 years to level up all this stuff. 10 fucking years. That's the game's gonna be dead in 10 years. So it's basically you're never gonna get there. So that's why everyone hates this update, because even if you're somebody who pays for the game, 16 grand is unreasonable. You know, for any person, nobody should be spending that much. And it could be more. Like if you do it through other methods or whatever, it can be more. Not only that, but they're also the evolutions thing. They're only doing uh, one. They're only adding one evolution per season. Per season is basically a month. A season lasts for a month. So one per month. Okay. So that's 12 a year. There's about 100. There's about 110 cards or something. Okay, and that's now. They'll obviously add other cards. But if we get a handy dandy calculator real quick, so if we've got, yes, so yeah, there's 110 cards, and that's now. I think there's 110. There might be like 109 or 108. But for the purpose of this, and for the purposes of they're going to add cards, obviously at some point. But I think 110 is a fair number. So, and then we need to take 4 from that because they're going to release 4 on the first update, and then divide that by 12. So yes, it's going to take, and that's again with the current number of cards, that's going to take close to 9 years. Okay, I'd say it's going to be 9 or 10 years by the time they add the other cards as they go along, unless they add the evolutions with the cards. In addition, they might do that, but if they don't, it's going to take close to 9 years to be able to get all the evolutions. So nobody's got patience for that. Okay, I've already played since 2016. 2016 to now is 7 years. So, and I consider I've been playing for a long time, because 7 years is a long time. So they're saying that amount of time plus an extra 2 years or 3 years for the upgrading the elite cards. No. So yeah, no, but right. So basically, they've either not done the math, which if we're to believe their last, slash royale when they did it last time. I mean, they've done it this time, but I mean, the first time they did slash royale, then they updated the game and put level 14 cards into the game, and basically, if you partaked in the slash royale event, which at the time looked like a good purchase, it turns out it was actually a scam, because if you did that, you would have spent more resources up front than if you'd waited, because the way they reshuffled how many cards it took and gold and things like that. So it was an outright scam. It was just a money grab. It was just and then they come out and go, "Oh, we did the math wrong or whatever." Now, if you believe that, then maybe you believe this, but I think they knew what they were doing. I mean, people check numbers. People don't fucking, they don't. If you did it that wrong, why you stop? Just stop. So the build features working pros made different from Valve's, but I mean they've done a video on it more recently, so this is the thing, and the video is just the worst. Like they're basically harping on about all the good stuff, and then they do the negative stuff. But even one of the videos, they're getting one of the the community managers on, and they're using a pitchfork jokingly, but I mean it's such a disaster. So anyway, I'm not going to harp on it much. It's already been 20 minutes. There's loads of people who've done videos on this Clash Royale update, but it's a shit show basically. I mean, the card evolutions are interesting. We'll see how they pan out. I'm not too. I'm a bit concerned about the Royal Giant one because the idea is it it basically every time he shoots it pushes everything around him away and does some some small damage, which means skeleton armor is going to be completely useless. Uh, so well, most spawn is going to be significantly uh, most swarm is going to be significantly reduced in viability, which means everyone's going to be carrying zap because other people try and use Inferno Tower, Inferno Dragon, just zap it away, or E-Wiz. So you're going to basically see zap and E-Wiz paired with the Royal Giant, and that's what everyone's going to be playing because it's busted as out. So it's just we'll see. I think this game's just going to die. I mean, people are already boycotting it. People are leaving. I don't understand the game. You know what I might do actually? I kid you not, I might make my own. Bold statement, I know, but I reckon I could make a viable Clash Royale alternative that doesn't suck. And I don't need 700 million a year. I'd be happy with like a million a year. That'd be more than enough for me, you know. Uh, so maybe I'll give that a go. We'll see. Problem is people don't have patience. The reason these games succeed is because they have a team that's polished, and that's why they can make money. They had loads of money put in, so they can get loads of money out. Whereas if they want something, they complain about all this stuff, but they don't go. There's alternatives, you know. There's like what? So what? Look at these. So, tower conquest, tower defense game. See, that's not Clash Royale. That's Clash. That's basically Clash of Clans. See, there's Clash of Clans clans. That looks like Clash of Clans and plays like Clash of Clans. So does that. But look, none of these look like Clash Royale. Hearthstone. It's not fucking Clash Royale. It's nothing like it at all. So yeah, you can go through all these fucking things, but there's just not. There's none. There have been a handful. Like there's this one where it's like it's like a more military based, but it's only on iOS. But it's like the troops and in this it's like cartoony stuff like P.E.K.K.A. and Hog Rider and all that sort of stuff. Whereas in this other one it's more like you have the troops, you have the soldiers, you have paratroopers, you have a tank, whatever. So um, yeah, I might give it a go and make my own. See how it goes.